Now, ActionSA is taking the IEC to court after the political party's name was not printed on the ballot papers for the local government elections. The party is now seeking an order with the court for the ballot papers to be destroyed. The party held a briefing this afternoon. You've got the IEC coming out and saying it's the party's own fault for not registering an abbreviated name. Let's find out more from our reporter, Govan Whittles, who's following this story for us. So, Govan, there are technical arguments here. Just break them down for us.
Essentially, it centers on that registration form that each political party fills out when they intend to contest the election. And on that form, it asks each party what the name of the party is. Then it asks what the abbreviation of that party is. And this is where it gets important, Clement. Below the section which asks for the abbreviation of the party name, there is also a section that says if any abbreviation is there, and it allows the political party to indicate if there is an abbreviation for the party name. So there is nothing on that form which says, please write down this abbreviation because this abbreviation is what will be on the ballot paper. Now, the IEC says ActionSA is to blame for not writing down an abbreviation for ActionSA. Instead, they wrote down not applicable, and say because of that, only the party's logo would appear on the ballot paper, and there would be an empty box next to its logo, and then another empty box next to that where the voter is supposed to make their mark. And ActionSA says this is unfair. If they had known that not applicable would be in an area which is so important, they would have written the party's entire name. But they go a step further, saying ActionSA as a party doesn't have an abbreviation for its name. That little space next to the party's logo can accommodate 8 characters. And ActionSA says it purposefully named its party ActionSA, which has 8 characters, so that the entire name could appear on the ballot paper. That's essentially what will be tested in the electoral court. And of course, the ActionSA hoping to get into the electoral court by Friday. Let's have a listen to what the national chairperson had to say about this argument.
In the registration papers, there is a section 3 of the papers, which deals with the abbreviated name of the party. It says delete, which is not applicable. In our forms, we said not applicable, and then underlined the following sentence: there is no abbreviation in the name of the party, end quote. When ActionSA did this, we were very clear that ActionSA is the name of our party, and it is how our party should always be represented. It was never and could not be understood to be a waiver to say that we accept that when ballot papers are prepared, please leave our name off the ballot papers. That would be absolutely absurd.
Govan, there are also claims of sabotage and a conspiracy against ActionSA. What's Herman Mashaba saying about that?
Well, he says there's been a questionable pattern of actions by the Independent Electoral Commission, particularly related to ActionSA since the party's inception. And he's basically talking about 3 issues here, Clement. The first is, remember when ActionSA first submitted its logo to the IEC? The IEC found that the logo was too similar to the South African flag. ActionSA staged the protest over that to eventually change the logo's colors. Now it only has the green and the white in. Then ActionSA says, after it submitted its list of candidates who would be contesting various municipalities, their names did not appear on the final list of candidates which had been unveiled by the IEC. And they said the IEC subsequently admitted to that error and fixed it. And now the latest one is the ActionSA's name not appearing on the ballot paper. It's on this basis that Herman Mashaba is alleging a conspiracy and the sabotage of ActionSA's participation in the local elections. Let's have a look at what he had to say.
Sabotage, and in fact I call it sabotage because this has really been a trend, has been a pattern since the registration of our attempt to register as ActionSA. And I'm unapologetic about this, that I don't really take this to be an oversight. I take this to be a deliberate efforts by the IEC to frustrate our efforts to participate in these elections.